Katie, here we are. Cheltenham racecourse. Never gets old, does it?
Never does, and to be honest with you, as soon as you've seen the Cheltenham sign, you start to get a feeling like no other, to be honest.
And you walk through, it's race day. When do you really start feeling in the zone?
To be able to walk in those front doors as a jockey with your bag over your back and your saddle under your arm, it's just a great place to be. You feel very lucky.
For people who haven't ridden and haven't been in here, we can't really imagine what it's like being here during a festival afternoon away from what's going on out there.
For me, I can't speak for everyone, but I was just delighted. I was always in great form, because I was like, where else would you rather be? It was like winning the Lotto. Here we go, we're in Cheltenham and we're going to have a ride each day. Like, this is super. Some people are a bit more quiet, but a bit more reserved. I was more kind of happy-go-lucky, I suppose.
And I guess just because there's so many more guys riding than there are women, that this massive cavern that is the male jockey's weighing room is a pretty hectic, exhausting, intense place.
It's mad in here, like it is nuts. There's so much going on because there's so many people coming and going all the time. It's hard to believe that it's as empty and as quiet and as peaceful now. I just never been in here when it's like this.
Yeah, I noticed your brother had neatly marked his 59 Cheltenham winners with his little corner here. Well, his quite a big corner. So whoever sits here now will feel the inordinate pressure of Ruby Walsh. I know. Can you imagine it? You look here and go, anything I do is I'm a failure, because look at all this.
He'd be curled up in the corner, like a gremlin, tucked away like this.
I can just see him as well like that. And if you're riding light, is there ever any worry that you might be a pound or two over or not these days?
No, I think when you come into Cheltenham, I think you'd want to be fairly spot on with your weight. You'll know what weight you're at home. Everyone has the scales, not very hard to get. It shouldn't be a surprise when you get here. That should be well under control.
So you're coming out and you're in your colours. Are you a talker or are you on your own at this point?
Depends who's beside me. No, I think at this point you just want to get going. You know, I think most jockeys feel like that. You kind of have your game plan, you know what you're going to do. And actually, when you get in here, it's really hard to find your trainers and your owners. And this all happens so fast. It looks like on TV that it takes a long time, but you're in here for a jig time. Get a leg up and out you go, out the gap.
And when you go down this walkway, the atmosphere is the interesting thing because it's lined during the festival and there's people either side of you and they're quite close on top of you. Do you find that gets the horses?
Some horses take it and some horses really rise to the occasion as well, because there's a lot going on here and there's a lot of people, as you say. But a lot of people saying the very best of luck, come back safe, and you'll get a lot of that the whole way out. This really is like a runway, and it's a long way out there. And it's even better when you come back in front, that I can tell you.
So I suppose any race at Cheltenham, I always think when you go out into the country, either for the first time or the only time, the race begins to take shape.
You've got a height of activity with the stand and the atmosphere. There's always a big roar, you can hear that. But as soon as you jump the fence across the top here, which is behind us, and face down the back, it goes silent. And you really could have a conversation with the fella beside you.
Do you have much of?
Depends how much fun you're having. You're constantly turning, it is up and down, it's competitive. Some horses don't take to it. It's not for the faint-hearted, and you need to be sharp, you need to travel around here, you need to travel in Cheltenham. It's not for a slow slugger, definitely not. Jumping the last, you need to hang on because you don't land up on top of the winning post. You land the back of the last, you look up, and you think you're treading on water. I'm afraid it's not going to be good enough. When you know your horse is responding from the back of the last, and you think and you're hoping and you might get there, it's unbelievable. But there's nothing like galloping up here, up to the winning line. You can't wait for it to come quick enough, and it's just lovely to pass it in front.
And this has got to be one of the great walkbacks in sport, hasn't it?
When you ride a winner here, you're usually the last horse to come back down. It is the greatest parade ring to walk back into for a reception. What they've done with it, there is no feeling like it. They have the hospitality on the right-hand side. There's people hanging out over the balcony saying, well done. It's just a very special feeling that I feel very lucky to have felt.
What was the most intense feeling you had walking back into there?
When those gates open up and you come in, you feel like you're on stage. You know what I mean? You feel like, you know, this is it and this is when the roar happens and that's your moment. But this is full of people. It's a coliseum and you get back in here and it's kind of like an echo.
You'd go back and do it all again, wouldn't you?
Of course you would. Everyone would. You know, it's just there's no feeling like it and you just have everyone looking down on you and Everyone's roaring and clapping, and you're here with trainers and owners and connections that are just over the moon.
And then you're back into the weighing room, and you have to forget how brilliant you are, because you've got to do it all again.
New day, new dollar, new job has to be done.